This is Malika Dalamal, London editor of Daily Candy. I'm very, very happy that she's here with us today. Quite a nervous sort of interviewee, and I'm feeling nervous now. So we will go through kind of what we've talked about. I mean, you know that in FBC it's very much focused on business, and but for every business there's a story. Now, Daily Candy is a fantastic story. It started at the turn of the century, which makes it sound 100 years old, but it's 2000. And I'm going to hand the rest over to Malika, because Malika knows the story better than I do.
Yeah. Okay, well, Daily Candy started back in March of 2000. Our founder, Danny Levy, had a journalistic background. She was a writer at The New Yorker and Lucky magazine for a short while. And the idea really came about because she was very frustrated with long lead times on magazines. So she had all of this great content that she was finding in New York, and it was taking her 3 months to get it in front of her readers. So she kind of came up with this idea for an e-newsletter. And Daily Candy really was the first website to start sending out lifestyle-focused emails. So, she put together a list of her 700 of close friends, family, ex-colleagues, pretty much anyone she knew in New York, and started sending out these email blasts. By the end of the first week, she has 7,000 subscribers. So, and she didn't kind of publicize it. It all spread by word of mouth. It was very organic, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew from there.
Kind of trend stuff.
Yeah, the emails were very similar to what they are today. They really weren't very different. We had the same illustrator. It was, the content was pretty much the same. It was one item per day. So not too much has really changed.
And the thing that I really love about Daily Candy is it's really simple. Yeah. It's got illustrations and it has text. And that's kind of it, and you have a few links, but I do love the concept that you can't buy editorial, you can only buy advertising, and the editorial in Daily Candy is, I have people that have been refused by Daily Candy a couple of times, and probably sitting in this audience, I don't know, but it's not easy to get in. It's not like you just send them a press release and the press release goes onto the site. It's the sort of, so what are you looking for as an editor in Daily Candy?
Well,
what makes the grade?
What makes the grade? Well, I think looking for stories, I get hundreds of email pitches a day. I'd say about 5 to 10% of those make it into a Daily Candy story. The rest of the stories I kind of find from just scouring the streets and being out and about and really sort of, asking questions and asking far too many questions.
What's your favourite story, your biggest scoop, or have you found a small independent which you've since seen flourish, or what would be your proudest story?
It wasn't one that I wrote about myself, but we have a kind of my favorite Daily Candy story that really broke someone was a designer called Rebecca Minkoff, who's a handbag designer in the States. I don't know if you've heard of her. And we wrote about her on our LA edition, and this is really one of my favorite stories. She, at the time, was focused on her clothing collection, and our editor wrote about some bags that she was doing. And they even gave her bags like their own Daily Candy name. And they, after the editorial ran, completely sold out in LA. All the stores were reordering and completely selling out. And she decided off the back of that to actually stop production on her clothes and concentrate solely on bags. And now she's just a handbag designer. And she's stated many, many times that Daily Candy really kind of launched her whole company with less than 200 words. So and she's a big designer. I'm not sure where she sells in London, but she sells kind of all over the world in top boutiques. So that's really one of my favorite.
Super big thank you to Swarovski Crystallized and Sina for helping us set it up.